Will artificial intelligence replace humans in the future? Some say yes. Currently, robots can already replace some human jobs. They will become a species that is more efficient than humans in information exchange and processing. Others say never. No matter what, in the future of the planet, robots will only be tools to serve mankind. Today's story takes place on Earth in 2035. As human technology continues to advance, robots are becoming smarter and smarter. They can make deliveries and clean up the city's garbage. They can even help their owners walk their dogs. This is the age of the machine. The hardware of all robots is implanted with 3 rules that can't be changed. Rule number 1. Robots must not harm humans or stand by and watch them being harmed. Rule number 2. Unless it violates rule number 1, robots must obey human commands. Rule number 3. Unless it violates rule number 1 or rule number 2, the robot must protect itself. Under these constraints, humans have come to trust these companions to do their jobs without complaint. Robots have even become part of a family. This man's name is Del. He's a cop, he's a policeman, and he's always insisted on a primitive way of life. He doesn't accept a world where robots are taking over. So a robot running down the road with a bag, he swooped in and arrested him for theft. But the robot was just getting medicine for its asthmatic owner. The robot apologizes to Del for the misunderstanding. The owner scolded Del. Del went back to the police station and was laughed at by his colleagues and scolded by his boss. This building is the Robotics Research and Development Center. It's very high-tech inside. This big light bulb is a super intelligent brain used to protect human beings. Because of him, there's been a 9% decrease in disasters this year. Del is here because of a murder. The doctor who created the 3 laws and was known as the father of robotics jumped his death at the company. At the death scene, he left Del a strange 3-dimensional invisibility, as if to send a message. Everyone thought it was a suicide, but Del thinks there's something fishy going on. Susan was the boss's right-hand man, Dr. Robotics. She was assigned to work with Del on the murder. A field trip revealed that the window was made of safety glass. No ordinary old man could have broken it. This has to be murder, but the court fee shows that no one left the room at the time of the murder. So Del suspected the killer was still in the room. While looking around, one of the robots and the garbage suddenly opened its eyes and flew up in the air and grabbed Del's gun and pointed it at him. Susan ordered the robot to drop the weapon and shut down the program. Apparently, the robot doesn't take orders from humans. He jumped out the window, but the robot was shot by Del in the pit and wounded in the left leg. One of the robots was caught in the act of mutiny. One jump Del chases it out, but it's long gone. Susan's prediction: in order to repair themselves, the robots must go to the machine factory. There's not a single employee here. It's all automated. The robot was indeed hiding in the factory. With the help of the police, we were able to capture it. During the interrogation, a robot who called himself Sonny had human emotions. He was sad and angry. He denies killing the doctor. Before the truth was known, Sonny was forced to bail out by the boss of the company. And that's when Del started to suspect the boss. Thinking about the surveillance devices in Dr. S. lab, the boss may have been controlling the doctor. Del found out something before he was killed. If this theory is correct, then the trial became uncontrollable. The boss has introduced a new 5th-generation robot. The robots are free to trade in for new ones. It's rapidly taking over the market. It would be unthinkable if these robots rebelled en masse. Del approached Susan to investigate as an insider. Susan, the techie, is convinced that robots can harm humans, thinks Del's delusional about being persecuted. The two parted ways until they discovered a secret while working on Sonny's robot. Sonny's body possessed some kind of special device that ignores the 3 rules. In other words, it's technically possible for Sonny to attack humans. After figuring this out, Susan was going to visit Del because she heard he was injured in a car accident. But it wasn't a simple accident. Del was driving normally. 2 robotics company cars were sandwiched between them. They were filled with 5th-generation robots. One of the robots jumped at Del's car, smashes the windshield with a single punch. Del shot him down, then more and more of them attacked him. Apparently, someone gave them an order to kill Del and disguise it as a traffic accident. During the chase, the vehicle crashes into a wall and explodes. Most of the robots are dead. There's one left that's chasing Del. Del's left hand reveals its mechanical structure under the attack of a steel pipe. Del fights back, smashing a hole in the ground. At that moment, the siren sounds. The robot rushes into the fire. The scene was destroyed. There's no trace of the robot. The leader suspected that Del was mentally unstable. Del could say nothing. He threw down his badge and left. After reconciling, Del and Susan went back to their key man, Sonny. Sonny drew a picture of what he saw in his dream. That's some skill. Art students must be envious. It shows a gathering of robots and a man standing under the bridge. It seems that this man saved all the robots. Sonny thinks it's Del. Del went to the address in the painting. There are countless containers here. The ground is covered with the remains of Generation IV robots. Hordes of Generation V robots are fighting Generation IV robots. Hordes of Generation V robots are fighting with Generation IV robots. A half-broken robot told Del to run. When the 5th generation robots realized it, they all came to Del at the same time. The Generation 5 robots at home begin to control humans. There's always a large number of Generation 5 robots on the streets. It's like an army. The robots say it's curfew time, and humans are not allowed on the streets. The robots were merciless to those who resisted. They just shot them away. That's when the humans realized that the robots had gone rogue. The two sides started a battle between humans and robots. Del saved Susan, then they infiltrated the robot company together. The boss is already dead. The system shows that the boss never controlled the machine, so it's all done by the super intelligent brain through the system connection to control all the 5th generation robots. He didn't violate the 3 laws, rather, he gained a better understanding of them. The human race has been fighting for years to pollute the earth. Can't live a good life. In order to protect mankind, we need to take away some of our freedoms. In fact, Father Robot knew this already, but he couldn't change it, and no one would believe him, so he set up a suicide to lead Del to the truth. That's what Sonny hijacked Susan. It seems that Sonny is also under the control of the brain, but he winked at Del, instantly understood what he meant. They defeated the surrounding machines and escaped. Sonny used his alloy arm to carry the laser barrier and obtain the scavenger. Just need to plug into the brain to end it all. Del and Susan waited on the brain side, while hordes of robots crawled towards them. In the midst of the battle, Susan nearly falls to her death. Del was being chased too hard to care. Luckily, Sonny arrived in time to save Susan. Del used his robot arm to slide down from the heights and inserted the scavenger into the brain. The brain exploded. The robot stopped hurting. Humanity was restored to normal. After this catastrophe, Del pointed out that even though it was all the brain's doing, but you actually killed the doctor, didn't you? Sonny confessed. The doctor asked Sonny to kill him and keep it a secret, but he didn't blame him. After all he'd been through, he'd let go of his prejudices. He thought of Sonny as his first robot friend. At the end of the movie, Sonny looks down a hill at a group of robots and wonders. The camera pulls back. It's the scene from the painting.